For years, the story about advanced chips was basically one sentence. Only one company on Earth can build the machine that makes them, and that company is ASML in the Netherlands. That single fact shaped global chip manufacturing for 2 decades. Every advanced processor inside a phone, a laptop, or an AI data center passed through a machine that only one company on the planet knew how to build. In December 2025, Reuters reported that China had built a working prototype of that exact machine sealed inside a high-security compound in Shenzhen. If the reporting holds up, one of the most closely guarded technological choke points in modern industry has cracked. To understand why this matters, the underlying technology has to be explained first. Advanced chips are built by shining light onto silicon and printing circuits smaller than a virus. To achieve features that small, manufacturers need extreme ultraviolet light, or EUV, at a wavelength of 13.5 nanometers. Ordinary light is far too coarse to draw circuits at that scale. Nobody could reliably produce usable EUV light at industrial scale except ASML. And reaching that capability took the company roughly 2 decades and billions of dollars in research and engineering. ASML's method for generating this light is mechanically extreme. Inside their machine, a system fires around 50,000 tiny droplets of molten tin every single second. The first laser pulse flattens each droplet into a disc shape, and a second, more powerful pulse follows roughly 3 microseconds later, blasting the tin into plasma that emits EUV light. That method is called laser-produced plasma, or LPP. It is proven technology, and companies including TSMC and Samsung rely on it to manufacture the most advanced chips sold today. Because of the strategic value of this capability, the United States and its allies have restricted the sale of EUV machines to China since 2019. No EUV systems have ever been legally exported to Chinese chipmakers, and every advanced chip currently produced anywhere in the world passes through a machine built by a single company. In December 2025, Reuters reported that a team in Shenzhen had completed a functional EUV prototype earlier that year, and that the machine was undergoing testing. According to Reuters, the machine was developed by a team that includes former engineers from ASML, who reverse-engineered core components of the Dutch company's EUV systems. Sources described the effort as a whole-of-nation program, coordinated in part by Huawei, and involving thousands of engineers across state research institutes and private companies. Multiple sources told Reuters the project resembled China's version of the Manhattan Project. State media identified Ding Xuexiang as the official overseeing the broader national semiconductor strategy, and the effort has been described as the outcome of a 6-year plan ordered by Xi Jinping, who has made semiconductor self-sufficiency a national priority. The reporting says the secret lab was so paranoid about foreign spies that employees were given fake identities, and the project was classified under national security rules. One source familiar with the recruitment effort said instructions were explicit that no one outside the facility should know what was being built or who was involved. Reuters also reported that recruitment for the broader EUV push began around 2019, offering signing bonuses in the range of several million yuan, along with housing subsidies to draw skilled optical and mechanical engineers into the program. According to follow-up reporting, 2 separate teams of Chinese scientists have been working in parallel on EUV light source development, with one team reportedly led by a former ASML engineer, now teaching at a Chinese university's School of Integrated Circuit Science, and a second team based at a separate technical university. The existence of 2 parallel efforts suggests the government treated EUV development as important enough to fund redundant, competing research paths rather than concentrating resources in a single program. The physical scale of the Chinese machine highlights how far the 2 approaches have diverged. ASML EUV machines are famously compact, roughly the size of a bus, engineered to fit neatly onto a fab floor. The Chinese prototype does the opposite. It reportedly fills an entire factory floor. That size difference is not incidental. It reflects a completely different engineering path to the same physical result. ASML's approach, laser-produced plasma, is protected by an extensive web of patents built up over 2 decades. China's prototype instead relies on a different method called laser-induced discharge plasma, or LDP. Instead of firing lasers at falling droplets, LDP vaporizes tin between 2 electrodes and then applies a high-voltage electrical discharge that converts the tin cloud into plasma. The result is the same 13.5 nanometer wavelength of light, produced through an entirely different mechanical process. LDP requires fewer of the complex laser control systems that LPP depends on, uses a more compact light source, consumes less energy, and avoids much of ASML's restricted patent portfolio. Historically, LDP has struggled to generate enough sustained power for high-volume chip manufacturing, which is the central technical hurdle facing the Chinese system. Generating EUV light is only one half of the manufacturing challenge. The second half involves optics. At EUV wavelengths, light doesn't pass through lenses. It is absorbed by nearly every material, including glass, which means conventional lenses cannot be used at all. Instead, EUV systems rely on mirrors coated with dozens of alternating ultra-thin layers of molybdenum and silicon, polished to a precision where surface irregularities are measured in atomic scale dimensions. Historically, only Germany's Carl Zeiss, a longtime ASML partner, has been able to manufacture optics at this level of precision. According to reporting from Reuters and follow-up coverage, China has struggled to replicate the precision optical systems produced by Zeiss, and without comparable optics, Chinese EUV capability lags behind Western machines in reliability and precision. Chinese research institutes have reportedly worked on domestically produced multi-layer mirrors as an alternative, though independently verified reflectivity figures for these components have not been confirmed through primary Reuters sourcing. Even a small shortfall in mirror reflectivity carries outsized consequences inside an EUV system, because light does not bounce off a single mirror on its way to the wafer. It reflects off a sequence of mirrors, typically numbering in the range of 10, before reaching the silicon. Each bounce loses a percentage of the light's intensity, and those losses compound multiplicatively, rather than simply adding together. A modest reflectivity gap at each individual mirror can therefore translate into a substantial loss of usable light by the time it reaches the wafer, which is one reason Zeiss's optics have remained central to ASML's advantage, even as competitors have made progress on other subsystems. Morningstar's Corionero specifically flagged this integration challenge, describing ASML's position as resting on what he called one of the best integrated supply chains ever assembled, spanning ultra-precision mechatronics, vacuum systems, metrology, and specialized software layered on top of the optics and light source. A second engineering constraint involves helium. You need helium for cooling, for its non-reactivity, so it doesn't mess with the process, and for leak detection, and there is no practical industrial substitute for any of these three functions inside an EUV system. China imports the majority of its helium supply, with the United States and Qatar among the largest global producers. In response to this dependency, China has moved to restrict helium exports to prioritize its own domestic semiconductor fabs, a policy shift that reflects how tightly the helium supply chain is linked to chip manufacturing capacity. Optics and light source engineering tend to dominate coverage of EUV, but a shortage of industrial-grade helium is capable of stalling production just as effectively as a shortage of precision mirrors. On raw output, the gap between the two systems remains significant. Reuters and follow-up reporting describe the Chinese prototype as operational and capable of generating EUV light, though it has not yet produced a functional chip. ASML, by comparison, demonstrated a 250-watt EUV light source in 2017, which enabled its NXE 3400B system to hit a throughput of 125 wafers per hour, the figure the industry had long treated as the minimum viable for cost-effective high-volume manufacturing. ASML did not stop there. Later systems in the same product line pushed output past 246 watts, raising throughput to roughly 140 wafers per hour, and the company has since demonstrated experimental light sources exceeding 410 watts in laboratory conditions. Its newer NXE 3800E systems, introduced between 2021 and 2023, reached throughput of 220 wafers per hour using EUV sources rated above 250 watts. That progression illustrates the distance separating a laboratory demonstration of EUV light from a system capable of manufacturing chips profitably at industrial scale. The gap between a functioning light source and a production-grade tool remains the central unresolved question about the Chinese prototype. ASML Chief Executive Christophe Fouquet said in comments reported earlier this year that China would need many years before it built a working EUV system. Reuters reporting on the Shenzhen prototype does not resolve that timeline dispute. Sources cited in the reporting suggested Chinese officials are targeting 2028 for EUV-based chip production, while other analysts cited in follow-up coverage view 2030 as a more realistic milestone. Morningstar analyst Javier Corionero was quoted saying that even if China's prototype can generate EUV light, turning that capability into an economically viable manufacturing process could take years, and possibly decades, given how deeply ASML's advantage is built into an integrated global supply chain involving ultra-precision mechatronics, vacuum systems, metrology, and software, not just the light source itself. The prototype's current limitations do not need to close for the development to matter strategically. Chinese fabs like SMIC currently lean on multi-patterning with older DUV machines to approximate the resolution that EUV achieves directly. This process involves running a single wafer through the lithography system multiple times, layering patterns on top of each other to simulate the precision EUV delivers in one pass. The technique works, but each additional pass adds cost, adds processing time, and increases the probability of yield-damaging defects, since every extra exposure is another opportunity for misalignment or contamination to ruin the wafer. Industry estimates have placed the cost and cycle time penalty of heavy multi-patterning at several times that of a single EUV exposure for the same critical layer, which is why chipmakers with EUV access largely abandon multi-patterning for their most advanced nodes once EUV systems reached production reliability. A Chinese EUV system, even one significantly less capable than ASML's commercial machines, would not need to match ASML's performance to represent a meaningful shift. It would only need to outperform the multi-patterning workaround currently used on the most critical manufacturing layers. On those specific layers alone, to reduce cost and improve yield for Chinese foundries working on advanced logic and memory. Reuters reporting also noted that the Shenzhen prototype was assembled using components salvaged from older ASML machines obtained through secondary markets, along with export-restricted parts sourced from Japan's Nikon and Canon. Auction listings for used ASML equipment in China reportedly continued as recently as October 2025. This detail matters because it indicates the current prototype is not a fully domestically manufactured system, even though the broader national goal, according to one source cited by Reuters, is different. The aim is for China to eventually be able to make advanced chips on machines that are entirely China-made, the source told Reuters, adding that the broader objective is to remove dependence on components sourced from the United States and its allies entirely. The strategic stakes attached to this technology are substantial. ASML's EUV machines cost approximately $250 million each, and no EUV system has ever been legally sold to a Chinese customer. China's semiconductor and semiconductor manufacturing equipment imports exceed $300 billion annually, a figure larger than the country's spending on imported oil and gas combined. That scale of dependency explains why EUV access has functioned as leverage in trade negotiations between Washington and Beijing for several years, and why a credible domestic alternative, even a limited one, changes the calculation for both governments. Natixis senior economist Gary Eng was quoted saying that if China's EUV effort succeeds, the country would substantially increase its geopolitical leverage over the United States. That assessment is consistent with how EUV access has functioned in trade negotiations to date, as a lever tied directly to whether China can manufacture the chips that power artificial intelligence systems, advanced telecommunications equipment, and modern military hardware. A domestically produced EUV system, even one confined to limited output and lower reliability, would reduce the effectiveness of export restrictions that have anchored U.S. chip policy since 2019. Taken together, the reporting describes a machine that is real, operational, and capable of generating EUV light using a viable patent-avoiding engineering path, while still falling well short of the throughput, precision, and reliability required for high-volume commercial chip production. The unresolved question is not whether China has built something that produces EUV light in a laboratory. Multiple sources across the reporting agree that it has. The unresolved question is how long it takes to convert a factory-floor prototype into a manufacturing tool that can compete with a system Zeiss and ASML spent over 20 years refining, and whether the light source's output can be pushed toward the wattage levels that separate a laboratory demonstration from an economically viable production tool. Reuters' sourcing places China's own internal target for EUV-based chip production at 2028, with several analysts cited in follow-up coverage treating 2030 as the more realistic date. Both figures sit well inside the timeframe that ASML's own leadership has publicly downplayed, which is the central tension running through every version of this story. A machine that should not exist yet, according to the company that has spent 2 decades building the only other one, is reportedly already generating light on a factory floor in Shenzhen.